Sure.
Number 17, call in to check after the estimate has been delivered. So this is again, in the heat of the season, it's easy to send an estimate off and then on to the next and wait for somebody to phone you.
Yeah.
And then they phone you and be like, hey, I'm just, and you're like, oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Let me dig that up. It'd be good if you, within a certain amount of time, 1 week might be it, might be 3 days, might be whatever
You should just add them to your CRM.
Right. That's where CRMs help, is with scheduling this kind of stuff, right? So check in, because you never know if they maybe didn't get the estimate, if they set it aside and kind of forgot about it, if they're...
We had that at the start of the year. Lots of people weren't getting our estimates, right? It was like,
our software setting was getting picked up by spam filters left, right, and center. And so if you don't do the follow-up...
I don't know how we ended up doing a couple follow-up. Maybe people followed up with us because we just believed it was working. We were sending off estimates and nothing was coming back. And then all of a sudden somebody emailed you or called you and was like, hey, are you going to send me this estimate? And you're like, it's right here. I sent it out.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yep.
I got nothing. So
check your spam folder. There it is.
There it is. Oh,
so the follow-up call does a few things. It gives you a chance to re-engage with them, to kind of help close the job again, address any concerns they might have. They've probably got some questions after you delivered the estimate, undoubtedly.
Yeah, your quote's higher than the other guy's quote they got back.
Now you have a chance to explain why.
Please tell me why you're more than this guy. Oh, yeah, no problem. Here we go.
Yeah. So it's a good idea to check in. You're going to close a lot of jobs. Your closing rate will be a lot higher if you do those follow-ups than if you just kind of send it off into the ether and hope that it comes back to you at some point. So
here's a fun take on that. I wonder if you'd be better off to do less estimates and a better job of them. Because your close rate would likely be higher, right?
That's entirely what's behind the idea of charging for estimates.
Just do less of them.
Maybe that should be number 17.
Yeah.
You want to appear more professional? And this sounds odd to say, like, your customers will appreciate or be impressed by this. If you're running a ship like that and you're charging for estimates, arguably that could be presented as a more impressive operation. It's like, these guys are formal and they have a process and they're a real business and they're not just showing up after hours when they're, all willy-nilly. It's very formal. So let's make that number 17. We've talked about that one a lot before. We're big believers in it, and which is funny because we don't. We don't charge to do.
Yeah, but we charge to go out to do an estimate. Right. If something is out of the norm for us, if we have to just drive out to somebody's house and measure their yard and blah, 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 we charge for that.
Yeah, which we rarely do, but we just tell people, sure, we can come measure the yard. We can send somebody out, but there's a fee associated with that.
Yeah. But if they bring us everything, if they bring us pictures and they bring us the dimensions of the deck, we didn't have to go get that stuff. So
we're going to make that number 17 only so that I can keep my numbers in order a little bit easier now.
Yeah, charge for the estimate. I like that one quite a bit.
Yep.
Refund it. Give it back to them. Just don't
don't
get abused.
That's the thing. You can give this back if they decide to pull the trigger with you. Rebate that $100 back.
Yeah.
Whatever you're charging. Doesn't really matter what you're charging. The point of this is to weed out the tire kickers, to give you more time to pay more attention to the customers that should have your attention.
That's right.
So instead of doing 20 estimates this week, do 8.
Yeah, and land
and close 6 of them.
6 or 7 of those, right?
Rather than doing 20 of them and closing 5 because you didn't pay attention. One of the ones you would have got left because you were too busy doing other stuff for people that weren't going to ever hire you anyway.
7 of them got dropped.
Yeah.
So now you really only got 13.
Yeah. People always talk about what's your close rate. You should be closing around 20%. And if you're closing more than that, you're charging too little. And if you're less than that, you're too much. Yeah, but it depends on what your whole process is for getting these quotes anyway.
Yeah, if you did it the right way, your close rate would be 90%, 80%, and you'd have the right customers knocking on your door the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so number 18, I guess, would have been to call and check in after the estimate and see how things are going, address any questions. And number 19, be clear on expectations. So it's good to set boundaries, I think, and that's kind of what this is referring to, is that this goes both ways. What your expectations are from the homeowner and what their expectations of you should be and what the expectations of the product should be.
And also kind of it gives them a chance to tell you what they expect out of you.
Yeah.
Here's what I want. I want you to show up and finish the project. Don't be here for 2 days and then bounce and then back and then bounce and then.
Yeah.
What are the plans here?
Yeah, you can lay that out.
This like this.
We're going to be here every day until this job is done. You shouldn't be out walking around on this deck before it's complete. That's stay out of the work zone.
Very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Stay out of the work zone. Don't let your pets out here while we're working.
Because I'll pet it.
Yeah, because
kids can't come out here. I'll tickle them. We'll be
risk of kisses. And then product
I'll be teaching your kids swear words. If your kid's out here, here's the thing. I'm going to teach them how to swear.
Did I skip? Where did I leave that? Oh no, it's coming up. So yeah, just lay out the expectations. Same thing. Like if you're using a product that's going to, and they want to have miters in their deck and you know that's going to open up, maybe address that up front. Be like, here's what to expect from your product. It will move and expand and contract. The reason the gaps are in the boards is like for this. The reason that we're, you know, if that opens up, that's not a callback. That's not a warranty claim. That is just that's the nature of the product.
It's a product flaw.
So expectations for yourself, for them, for the products, just be clear about everything. Because as we've said before, anything that you say up front is knowledge, and anything you try to say afterwards is an excuse, right?
Yep.
So heads up, we're going to miter these corners. They're going to look great day one, but
tomorrow morning,
when it cools off, that miter is going to open up a little bit. That is a natural thing. That's how this product works. It expands and contracts with temperature. That's normal. But if you don't say anything, and then 3 weeks later they call you, be like, your miter, it's all open. It's like, oh yeah, that's normal. You didn't say anything about that being normal. Like it just sounds like you're trying to cover your butt and not go do a callback.
Yeah.
So